The office door opened, and my brother walked in, holding a folder, looking nervous. "Thanks for meeting with me on short notice," he said to the back of my leather chair. "I really need to discuss the lease renewal. The market's been tough, and I was hoping we could work out a better rate." I spun the chair around slowly. His face went from nervous to confused to absolutely horrified in about 3 seconds. "Hello, Marcus," I said calmly. "Funny seeing you here." What are you doing here? Who are you meeting with?" I gestured to the nameplate on the desk. Daniel Chen, property owner. You bought this building?" 3 months ago. Your lease comes up for renewal in 30 days, which is why you're here." I picked up his folder. "Let me guess, you want a rate reduction?" He was speechless. "Here's the thing, Marcus. I'm not renewing your lease at any rate. I'm terminating it. You have 30 days to relocate your entire company." This is the story of how my brother fired me to save $10,000 and ended up losing his entire business location because I became his landlord. My name is Daniel, and I worked for my older brother's consulting firm for 7 years. Marcus started the company 10 years ago with money from our parents. It grew into a decent mid-sized firm, about 40 employees, $8 million in annual revenue. I started as his first employee, did everything in the early days: operations, client relations, accounting, IT, whatever was needed. As the company grew, I became the COO. I managed the day-to-day operations while Marcus focused on sales and strategy. I was good at it. I kept costs low, teams efficient, and clients happy. Marcus got to be the face of the company while I made everything actually run. My salary was $120,000, fair for the work I did, below market rate for a COO at a company our size. But Marcus was greedy. Every year he'd complain about my salary during budget reviews. "Your family," he'd say. "You should be willing to sacrifice more." "I'm already below market rate," I'd respond. Family doesn't nickel and dime each other. But when it came to his own compensation, Marcus had no problem paying himself $400,000 annually plus bonuses. Last December, Marcus was obsessing over his year-end bonus. The company had hit its targets, and his bonus formula entitled him to $85,000. But he wanted $95,000, a nice round number. "I need to cut $10,000 from operating expenses to hit my bonus target," he announced in our year-end meeting. "Where do you want to cut?" I asked. He looked directly at me. "I've been thinking. Your role has gotten redundant. We've built good systems. I can handle operations myself now." My stomach dropped. "You're firing me?" "It's a restructuring decision, nothing personal. But your $120,000 salary is too high for what you actually do now. I run the entire operations department, which I can absorb into my responsibilities. This is business, Daniel. Don't make it emotional." I felt my hands shaking. "Marcus, I've given you 7 years, and I've given you a job and a salary. Now I'm making a business decision. You're terminated effective immediately." He didn't even let me finish the day. "I need you to pack your things now," Marcus said. "Clear your desk and turn in your keys." "Now? In the middle of the afternoon?" "Yes, security protocol." There was no security protocol. He just wanted to humiliate me. I walked back to my desk in the open office. 40 people I'd worked with for years, watching me pack my personal items into a cardboard box. Marcus stood nearby, arms crossed, making sure I didn't take any company property. One of my colleagues, Sarah, came over quietly. "Daniel, this is wrong. We all know you're the one who actually runs this place." "It's fine," I said, though it wasn't. As I walked toward the exit, Marcus called out loud enough for everyone to hear. "Good luck finding a job that pays half what I gave you, little brother. Reality's going to hit you hard." A few people laughed. Most looked uncomfortable. I walked out of that office with my cardboard box and drove home in silence. That night, I sat in my apartment and felt something shift. Not sadness, clarity. Marcus had always treated me like I was lucky to work for him, like family loyalty meant I should accept less. But I'd been preparing for something like this, just not consciously.
What Marcus didn't know, I'd been investing aggressively for 10 years. While he was buying luxury cars and taking expensive vacations, I was living modestly and putting 40% of my income into investments. I maxed out my 401k. I built a brokerage account with tech stocks that had grown significantly. And for the past 6 years, I'd been investing in a real estate investment trust focused on commercial properties. Total portfolio value, $680,000. I wasn't wealthy, but I had options. I wasn't desperate. I wasn't going to beg Marcus for my job back. Instead, I started looking for opportunities. 2 weeks after being fired, I got lunch with Tom Rodriguez, a commercial real estate broker I'd met at a networking event years ago. "How's the market?" I asked. "Interesting timing," Tom said. "Remember that building where your brother's office is, the Madison Corporate Center?" "Yeah." The owner, Harold Chen, no relation to you, is retiring. He's selling the whole building, 6 floors, fully leased, prime downtown location. I felt my pulse quicken. "How much?" "He's asking $4.2 million. It's a good deal. Current tenants are locked into favorable leases, solid cash flow." "Who are the tenants?" Tom pulled up a list. Marcus's company, Chen Consulting, occupied the entire 3rd floor. "Their lease is up for renewal in 5 months, Tom noted. An idea started forming. "Tom, I'm interested, but I'd need to bring in partners. Can you give me a week?" I spent the next week working harder than I'd ever worked for Marcus. I put together an investment proposal. I reached out to 3 former colleagues who'd left Marcus's company and landed well-paying jobs. All of them had capital, and all of them hated how Marcus operated. "He fired you to save 10 grand for his bonus?" one of them said incredulously. "That's insane. Would you be interested in an investment opportunity that might also provide some professional satisfaction?" I pitched the Madison Corporate Center acquisition, cash flow projections, tenant stability, appreciation potential, and I mentioned casually that one of the tenants was Chen Consulting. "Wait," Sarah said, grinning, "you want to become Marcus's landlord? I want to invest in a solid commercial property that happens to have below-market lease rates that will be renegotiated soon." We all smiled. I pulled together $400,000 from liquidating my tech stocks. James put in $200,000. Sarah put in $150,000. 2 other investors contributed another $250,000. Total, $1 million. We structured an LLC, Madison Property Partners, and secured a commercial mortgage for the remaining $3.2 million. The closing took 60 days. On February 15th, I became a majority owner of the building that housed my brother's company. For 3 months, I stayed quiet. Marcus had no idea. The property management company handled day-to-day operations. As far as Marcus knew, nothing had changed about his office space. But I was watching, learning, understanding every detail of the building and the leases. Marcus's lease was below market by about 30%. The previous owner, Harold, had been passive and hadn't raised rates in years. The lease included a clause allowing for non-renewal upon change of ownership for purposes of property repositioning. Perfectly legal, perfectly enforceable. In May, Marcus received a formal notice. "Your lease agreement is up for renewal in 30 days. Please contact the new ownership group to discuss terms." He'd probably ignored it at first. Then, as the deadline approached, he'd have started getting nervous. His company couldn't easily move. Moving 40 employees, office furniture, IT infrastructure, client disruption, it would cost him at least $200,000 and months of chaos. He needed this lease renewed. Finally, his assistant called to schedule a meeting with the property owner to discuss favorable renewal terms. I accepted the meeting, didn't mention my name. Marcus arrived at the building's management office on the 6th floor at exactly 2 p.m. I was sitting in the leather chair, facing the window, looking out at the city. "Mr. Chen is here for his 2 o'clock," my assistant said over the intercom. "Send him in." I heard the door open, heard Marcus walk in. "Thanks for meeting with me," his voice nervous in a way I'd never heard before. "I really appreciate you taking the time. I know you're busy." "Sit down, Marcus," I said without turning around. There was a pause. "How do you know my name?" I spun the chair around. His face went through that beautiful sequence: confusion, recognition, disbelief, horror. "Daniel? Hello, brother. What are you doing here?" I gestured around the office. "I work here. Well, I own here, technically. Madison Property Partners. I'm the managing partner." "You bought this building?" "3 months ago. Congratulations on being such a good tenant. Your rent checks clear time every month." He sat down slowly, looking like he might pass out. "This is insane. How did you? While you were spending your $10,000 bonus, I was building an investment portfolio. Turns out living below your means and investing wisely creates opportunities."
Marcus tried to recover, switched to business mode. "Okay, fine. You own the building. That's actually impressive. So let's talk about the lease renewal. I'm hoping we can work out favorable terms." "We're not renewing your lease." Silence. "What?" "I'm invoking the property repositioning clause. Your lease is being terminated. You have 30 days to vacate." "You can't do that." "Actually, I can. It's in Section 12 of your lease agreement, the one you never read carefully." "Daniel, be reasonable." "I am being reasonable. I'm giving you 30 days. That's more notice than you gave me when you fired me." "That was business. This is personal." "No, Marcus. This is also business. I'm repositioning the property. Your below-market lease doesn't fit the new investment strategy." "Below market? I've been paying fair rates." "You've been paying 30% below current market rates because Harold never raised them. I'm bringing all the leases to market rates. Most tenants will renew at higher rates. You won't." His face was red. "Why are you doing this? To punish me?" "To run a profitable property. You taught me that, remember? Don't make it emotional. This is business." Marcus tried everything. "Please, Daniel, I made a mistake. I shouldn't have fired you like that." "You shouldn't have fired me at all. I made that company run." "I know, you're right. I was greedy. I wanted the bonus." "You wanted $10,000 more than you wanted loyalty, more than you valued 7 years of my work, more than you cared about family." "I'll hire you back, full salary. We can fix this." I shook my head. "I don't want to work for you anymore, Marcus. I don't trust you, and I don't need you. The company will fall apart if we have to move. That's not my problem. You should have thought about that before you humiliated me in front of 40 people. He was crying now, actual tears. "I'm begging you, as your brother." "As my brother, you should have treated me better. You didn't. Now I'm treating you the way you treated me, as a business decision." I stood up. "You have 30 days. The termination notice is being couriered to your office today. I suggest you start looking for new space." "Daniel, please." "Goodbye, Marcus." I opened the door. My assistant was waiting to escort him out. He left the office broken. I watched him walk to the elevator, shoulders slumped, defeated. I didn't feel joy. I felt closure. Marcus tried to find new office space on short notice. It was expensive and chaotic, just as I knew it would be. He lost 2 major clients during the move because of the disruption. His company's revenue dropped by 20%. He tried to sue me for wrongful termination of the lease. His lawyer told him he had no case. The clause was clear and legal. Our parents tried to mediate. I told them the truth. Marcus fired me to pad his bonus, humiliated me publicly, and told me I'd never find work. He needs to learn that actions have consequences, I said. My dad, surprisingly, agreed. Marcus has always been entitled. Maybe this will teach him something. 6 months later, Marcus sold his company to a larger firm. He stayed on as an employee, but lost his CEO title. As for me, Madison Property Partners is doing well. We filled Marcus's space with a tech startup paying 35% more in rent. I'm not working for anyone anymore. I'm managing the property, looking for new investment opportunities, building real wealth. And I learned something. The best revenge isn't hurting someone. It's building something they can't touch. If you're in a toxic work environment, even with family, start building your exit strategy now. Invest, save, create options, because the day might come when you need to walk away. And when that day comes, you want to walk away on your terms, not theirs. Thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button for more stories about financial independence, standing up to toxic family dynamics, and building real power. And remember, the person you underestimate today might own the ground you're standing on tomorrow.